And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the cage here at Landrum High School. I'm Luke Ruff for Spartanburg School District 1, set to do our first wrestling match of the season. Both of these squads have wrestled a couple times before, but this is the first time we will be streaming any of their events. Landrum taking on Chesnee Middle School, going to start off at 5 p.m., though we are running a few minutes behind. Both teams weighing in now, and then high school going to start up at 6 p.m. So just hold tight. Like I said, we are running a couple minutes behind, but both teams are weighing in as we speak and should be ready to roll here in a few moments. All right, and there at the top of the screen, Chesnee is headed out of the locker room. I know I believe they were the first to start weighing in, or at least the first to say they were going to start weighing in. They were all huddled up on the visitor side, got called into the locker room about 7 minutes ago, I'd say. Landrum still has yet to return, but they should be here momentarily. In the meantime, my team and I will try and procure some rosters. Have not quite gotten those yet. Again, I apologize for the wait, everybody. I believe this is Landrum's first hosted wrestling match. Everybody's still trying to get their feet under them. Early start, too. I think the 5 p.m. ready for play was a little early for everyone. We usually start around 6 around here. But it looks like everybody is starting to filter in on the, just outside of frame, we've got a few Eagles running around the mat, starting to get warmed up, it looks like. They are in civilian clothes. I'm not sure if they're on the roster or not. And now you can see him just on the corner of the screen. Looks like Landrum's wrestlers are getting ready as well, so I suppose these are the middle schoolers warming up and that they'll get changed here in a few moments. Chesnee's getting their stretches in. Landrum's set to do much of the same. Alrighty, and it looks like both squads getting ready to head to the benches in preparation for our preliminary matches. Again, we're going to be starting off with the middle schoolers today. I believe the schedule, I might have gotten it wrong when I was reading through it. I believe it was that weigh-ins were at 5 p.m. Then they were going to start with the preliminary matches at 5:30, and then the high schoolers were going to get started at 6. Thus explaining the delay we had, but looks like for those of you that have stuck around and those of you just tuning in, we are about ready to go. Oh, and here we go.
Cooperation with the South Carolina High School League, DHEC, and the CDC. All spectators are required to wear a face covering and social distance during our contest this evening. We also ask that you settle an L sticker. These stickers are placed throughout the gym in pods of 2, 3, or 4. Thank you for your help. Again, thank you for social distancing, wearing a mask, and sitting on the designated L's.
All right, oh, and it looks like we've got our first match ready to go. I didn't even see him come out, so here we go, starting things out early. Couldn't get a name on either of these wrestlers, unfortunately. Landrum's man in black, Chesnee's in the, what looks to be camouflage yellow. And really just kind of feeling each other out here. Landrum looking to make something happen, and now we've got some men on the ground going right for the pin, and it's about halfway through the first period now. They can hear him getting some advice from the bench on both ends. Chesnee's man really just looking to get out of this one. Escape. I'm sure he'd love to make an escape happen, but I mean, this Landrum does not let up. Oh, and we might have one. Are both shoulder blades on the mat? Chesnee's man is doing everything he can. You can hear that Landrum bench. The ref is really checking this one out. He's got 25 seconds to get something done, and he's going to try and did he get the pin? I think he did. With 20 seconds left to go in the first period, looks like our first match, or our first preliminary match, I should say, already in the books. Landrum takes the early win over Chesnee by pin. Took him about 100 seconds flat. Yeah, a minute 40. Certainly an exciting way to get things started here. And now, yeah, that's what I thought they were going to do. Looks like, if I had to guess, they're going to clean one mat out. There are two here. They're going to clean one mat while they're wrestling on the other, and you can see the official. He's off screen right now, but he's already headed over to the leftmost mat, if we can pan over there in a moment. And yep, Chesnee and Landrum already have guys heading over there. So here we go. I had the scoreboard out and ready for everything. I thought we were going to get some, from what all the wrestling matches I watched to prepare for this all went down to the third period. It's like, oh, it's a points matchup. I honestly did not expect to come in here and see a lot of pins, but man, Landrum going for one already, and I'm not calling him out of bounds quite yet, like that, letting him play. 70 seconds remain in the first. And really not a lot going here for either side. And now we've got a little bit of movement right in the center. And oh! Can Landrum's man get out of this? He's doing everything he can to keep those shoulder blades off the ground. How long can he hold that? And now he's rolling onto his side. And this is going to be close. Man, he's doing a really good job. Only one, looks like that left blade on the ground as it stands now. I think Landrum's coach is trying to tell him to try and roll out of bounds. 15 seconds and we got a pin. So it looks like points actually may be a non-factor, at least in these preliminary matches. So if we want to keep score, we can, I suppose. Landrum and Chesnee have split the prelims 1-1. And yeah, 9.7 seconds were left in that first period. So good on Chesnee to finish things out early. And they're going to go ahead and get ready on the other side now. The cleaning crew for Landrum today consists of the man himself, athletic director Mike Gentry. I'd like to give a special thanks to him for helping put all this together on the streaming end of things. And here we go. Winner of this one takes the early lead in these preliminary matches. Again, I've got rosters, but no way of identifying which player is who. And Landrum in trouble already. And you can hear that bench for Landrum getting fired up. I think they can kind of see the writing on the wall. Oh, and an early call already. Only a minute into the first, and Chesnee takes that one as well. 2 straight matches go in favor of the Eagles. And looks like we'll flip it over to the left now. And, oh yeah, Chesnee's already got their man out there. They're ready to roll. Landrum, their bench, they're kind of grouping together. And now it looks like they're sending somebody over. And, yeah, this guy, oh, he's putting it on now. I thought he was going in without a shirt. That's how you know he's hardcore. But he's ready to roll now. Match number 4. The first 3 went by fast as lightning. None of them have even gotten in the second period yet. And, oh, right to the ground. Could we have an early pin already? And that Eagle's doing everything he can to get out of it and got a foul, I believe. And they're going to reset them. 74 seconds left to go in the first. And starting out in that defensive position, and oh, got a reversal, or not sure if that's a reversal but it's going to be a pin for Landrum. Got to get updated on my wrestling terminology. I watched a couple of wrestling series from the NCAA tournament in preparation for this one, but of course when you get into the moment, the intricacies of the vocabulary do tend to leave you. All I know is that was a pretty fast-paced match. Again, these have all been really, again, I think the longest one we had went 111 seconds, and I'm actually going to mimic what they've got on the scoreboard up here. They say the score between both series is 12-12. They've been allotting 6 points for both sides for each win, and headed right out of bounds. No whistles yet, and .75 seconds to go in the first period. Still going. Landrum's man on his stomach. And now trying to get back up. And, oh, he's going to get forced back down, and looks like we got a foul called. Okay, I see what they're doing now. Yeah, they're keeping the match score in the basketball fouls column on the scoreboard, and then the series score is what I've got up now, 12-12. So this match right now, points-wise, 2-1 in favor of Landrum, I believe. And almost got pinned. Oh, he's in trouble now, doing everything he can, and that's going to be another pin. Chesnee takes match number 5. Make it 18 points for the Eagles. And the streak continues. No matches have made it to the second period. And here we go, number 6. Can Landrum get this series tied back up? Oh, wait. The clock did not reset. It's stuck at 36.3. They're working on it now. And 2 minutes should be on the clock here in just a few seconds. Oh, and they're actually running 90-second periods here, I guess, for the middle schoolers conditioning-wise. Oh, and Chesnee going for the pin already. They've been playing very aggressively so far. Landrum has been on the defensive, I mean, through really just about all these matches so far. The shoulder blade's not on the ground. 60 seconds to go in the period. Landrum looking for some way to get out of this pin. And I think they called it right there. Make it 24 points on the day for Chesnee. They've got the series lead 4-2, heading into match number 7 now. And that is looks like a basketball player out there for Landrum. Again, I've got rosters, but unfortunately I don't have any way of knowing which player is who because they're not numbered. But man, both these guys really going at it already. And Landrum, he's down. Not out yet. Chesnee trying to get him turned over. They're really just kind of squirming about, and Landrum's wrestler kind of adjusting the position of his arms. Only one shoulder blade on the ground right now, getting dangerously close to having 2 there. Only 30 seconds into this match. Landrum started this one out very aggressively, and then Chesnee's wrestler just got the tables turned very quickly. And they rule that one in favor of Chesnee as well. 5-2 series lead for the Eagles. And I think we're getting primed for match number 8 on the left mat. Yep. And here we go. Oh, and Landrum going right for it again. Really putting on the pressure and then gets reversed. No points allotted, but... And now the referee holds up 2. Didn't see which one that went for. So Landrum's guys, again, having to go on the defensive after starting out really hot. They're hanging out right on that out-of-bounds line. Oh, and now Chesnee's wrestler has his footing. Back on his knees now. And, okay, Landrum's wrestler has to grab that leg. Neither wrestler in much danger of being pinned right. Oh, wait a second, we might have a development here. Landrum's got another man on his back. And the ref's counting. Still keeping a close eye on those shoulder blades. Remember, he's not pinned until both of those shoulder blades hit the mat. And getting close. Oh, nice rollout by Landrum. Can he get the reversal? I think they're going to give him the points for it, but he's right back on the mat. 13 seconds to go in the period. Are we going to see one go to the second? Clock continues to roll. 5, 4, 3, and this one going to go the distance, it looks like. And there is the buzzer. No points allotted to either wrestler in that match, so we will move on to the second period. Again, the score on the scoreboard is a series score that the operator has been keeping. 6 points for every one match. Chesnee currently leads the series. This is match number 8. They lead the series 5-2 after Landrum went, I believe, 2 of 2 through the first 4. Chesnee looking to make it 4 straight over the Cardinals. And Landrum in trouble once again. And both sides getting a few points of advice from their coaches, though no progress really looks to be being made on either side. Oh, we might have a pin. Definitely getting close to one. The ref's taking a look. And I tell you, Landrum's wrestler has been on his back for the vast majority of this fight. Chesnee has done a phenomenal job of controlling these matches. 32 seconds to play in the second period. Will this one go the distance as well? And Landrum going for the rollover. Looks like he got it. Oh, no, there's the pin. Took a bit longer than the other ones, but Chesnee moves to, that's going to be 6-2 on the series, 36-12. The score through 8 matches. And here we go, match number 9. The Eagles with a 6-2 series lead over the Cardinals. Again, the Cardinals started the series 2-2, won the first match. And this has been the story so far. Landrum's wrestlers have, again, I don't know how many times I've said it already, they have started out so aggressively and then had that strength used against them. Chesnee has done an excellent job of getting these guys onto the mat early and then keeping them there for the vast majority of the match. Shoulder blades still off the ground. And so I don't think they're going to call the match there. And all the matches I watched to get ready for this, I did not see anybody tap out. But they're going to stop the clock at 51.8. Oh, and they're going to call out for Chesnee. So they've won by pin and they've won by tap out now. 42-12. And there is Mike Gentry. Back out getting things cleaned up with the fancy looking backpack. Alrighty, 42-12. Chesnee leads the series 7-2. They've won 5 straight. Can they make it 6? Here we go. Looks like we're back to the top of the rotation for both sides. Oh my! And now Landrum flipping the script. Making quick work of it too. Only 15 seconds into this one. Chesnee's wrestler struggling, looks like just to get air here, and now he's making his way back to his feet, and not going to escape this time. Still on the ground. We'll work on the white balance with the camera here in a moment. It is far more blue than it usually is. Oh, and Chesnee headed out of bounds. We got 2 points allotted to the Cardinals, it looks like. 38 seconds to go. And now both wrestlers making their way out of bounds. And yep, now they're going to call it. Landrum's man had that foot right inside the line for about 10 or 15 seconds. Refs letting them play. It's 26 seconds to go in this match, or in this period. And here we go. Landrum going to start out on top here. And almost had him flipped. It looked like he might have been able to pull it off for a moment. Now they're kind of back to square one. And looks like they're really trying to work that arm right now. And that's going to bring an end to the first period. Again, I thought I saw 2 points allotted to Landrum on there, but there's not been a change on the scoreboard. Try and get the camera fixed up real quick. All right, and the camera doesn't want to cooperate now. Wrestling is just a little too fast to do technical stuff between these matches, and now we've got some real reversals so far. Talk about flipping the script. Now it's Chesnee back on top. Oh, not for long! There's the reversal from Landrum. Man, this is getting louder than some of the basketball games. This is impressive. Chesnee has a 7-2 series lead over the Cardinals, but Landrum not playing like it so far in this one. And now things kind of starting to slow down. Chesnee's wrestler got on his stomach and really hasn't been able to get out. Oh! And now he's on his side. Going for the pin. He might have it. It's close, and that's going to do it. Landrum takes another match and puts an end to the streak set by the Eagles. 5 straight matches comes to a close.
All spectators are required to wear a face mask and social distance during our contest this evening. Thank you for social distancing, wearing a mask, and sitting on an L. That match was electrified, wasn't it? Good match.
And, all right, that's good enough for me, color-wise. So here we go. Match number 9, or match number 10. I've already lost count. Been an action-packed afternoon already. Oh, man, and I don't know if that's intentional, but it looks like one of the straps of the mask of the Landrum wrestlers come down over his eyes. Yeah, the mask fell down. It blocked his field of vision, and that might have cost him the match. 48-18, Eagles. Chesnee with an 8-3 lead in the series. This is going to be match number 12. And forgetting to change the period counter. Match number 12, here we go. Landrum starting out aggressive. Now heading back the other way, doing some work with the arms and going for the takedown. They're going to say that's 2 points in favor of the Cardinals, but no match has gone to the points yet. They've all ended in pins, and we've had one tap out. We've had one match make it to the second period. Oh, and he's trying to get his head underneath his stomach. That's one way to flip him, I suppose, but they do go out of bounds in the process, so going to head back to square one. Chesnee will start out on the defensive. We'll work on trying to get some identifying traits in for most of these wrestlers. I've got a roster handy, but with no numbers on these uniforms, it's hard to tell who's who. And I don't want to guess names based on the weights they have listed. That would be in very poor taste, especially if I ended up being wrong. 46 seconds to go in the first period of this one. Chesnee desperately looking to avoid a pin here, really in some dire straits. And, oh man, they might have it. It's kind of out of view, and that's going to do it. An 8-4 series lead now for Landrum, or for Chesnee. They have not gone back to that left mat. I don't know if there's an issue with that. Maybe some superstition. I know in drag racing they tend to get superstitious with it. Yeah, the clock is running here. They had it set for 90 seconds. We're down to 80. Not sure what they're counting down to, or if it's not really meant to be running. Guess we'll see here in a moment. Oh, and Landrum's coach motioning his varsity players over, so that might be all we have for the preliminary middle school matches. We are creeping up on 6 p.m. That was when high school was supposed to start. It's 5:48 at the moment, and that clock has stopped. And they've reset the scores, so I suppose we're headed into our main events. Chesnee gets the better of those preliminary 12 matches, finished 8-4 on the series. Final score between both schools was 48-24 in favor of the Eagles. And Landrum starting to get warmed up here. I imagine Chesnee set to follow suit here in a few moments. You can't miss them once they come out. They've got some very, very fancy looking tracksuits. And now Chesnee's starting to get warmed up, but ever dropped the microphone. Wow. 4 years it has never fell. Thank you, kind sir. You know, it's been sitting dangerously close to the end of the table all season. I guess it was only a matter of time, especially considering that the wire does go off the side. So, lesson learned, keep your microphones in a safe place. I apologize if there were any loud bursts of audio there. It did look like the mic peaked a lot higher than it was supposed to. It's set at negative 9.8 dB. It looked like it got all the way up to -5. Don't know what that sounded like on the stream, and I can't imagine it was pretty. It looks like, I think we're already ready to go now, though. Talk about durability, too. Not even a scratch on this thing. That's an interesting stretch on Landrum's side. Looks like they're getting ready to tell scary stories around a campfire. Yeah, let me tell you the story about this hitchhiker I picked up. Dark and stormy night. I picked up a hitchhiker and then I looked in the back seat and there was no one there. Looked like what they were talking about at least. I haven't told a campfire story in many years. Not exactly camping season around these parts. I think it was like, what was it, 35 this morning? Right around 70 degrees in here, though. Certainly a very manageable temperature. One of the many reasons I prefer indoor sports to outdoor ones in the winter months. Again, I don't have any way of identifying which wrestler is who. Again, no pictures or anything included with these, and because there aren't numbers on wrestling uniforms, I can't use that to identify players like I can in other sports, but I do have the roster I can run down it. We've got going right down the line, looks like it's organized by weight class, at weighing in at 121.6, Justin Owens for Landrum, followed by the senior Kason Sorgi at 127.6, then Colton Link 129.6, RJ McKinney 135.2, Camden Sorgi 142.4, Trayton Martin 153.2, Josh Coates 161.4, and then down the line, Barkley Bolding 194.6, Ben Ross 200.2, and Chase Shahan 222.6. Looks like 3 players were scratched, those being Austin Check, Caleb Emery, and Ronnie Ballou. And looks like Landrum is just about out of warm-ups. Only got 2 guys out on the mat. Everyone else getting their headgear on and their uniforms ready. I can tell there's already 1 guy completely ready to roll. Chesnee has not taken off those tracksuits yet, but I tell you what, those things really do look good. I would not want to take them off either. I know they were slated to start the high school matches at 6 p.m. It is 5:59 right now, but they did get kind of behind the 8 ball on those preliminary matches. I think they were supposed to start around 5:30. That started maybe 5:35 or so. Not entirely sure of how many matches we'll have tonight, but if those prelims were any judge, unfortunately we may be in and out of here pretty quick, because none of those matches went to points. Only one even got to the second period. All of them decided by pins. Or actually, there were 11 pins and then 1 tap out. And yeah, Landrum looks to be ready to go. It is senior night here at Landrum. This may be the last home wrestling match they have scheduled. Most schools only seem to have 1 or maybe 2. It was kind of the way they've set up the wrestling schedules overall. Not a lot of home contests for any given school. I do know that Landrum is going to be wrestling at Chapman in February, so you will get to see all your favorite Cardinal wrestlers again.
Good evening and welcome. Landrum High School, in cooperation with South Carolina High School League, DHEC, and the CDC, would like to remind you that all spectators are required to wear a face covering and social distance during our contest this evening. As you can see, our athletic director, Mike Gentry, is doing, he's disinfecting the mats right now. Landrum High School takes pride in that we do everything that we can to keep these student athletes safe. We also ask you to sell an L sticker. These stickers are placed throughout the gym in pods of 2, 3, or 4. Thank you for your help, and again, please social distance, wear a mask, and set on the L.
And yeah, Chesnee in the campfire story position as well. Interesting that neither of the middle school teams assumed that position. This must be an advanced strategy. Yeah, I can see one of them saying it now almost. There was once a man who woke up in the night to strange noises in his attic. Oh, and they cut the story short. Alrighty, so it looks like Chesnee is off the mat, getting started just a few moments removed from what was originally slated to be the start of the first match. 6:03 p.m. in here. And yep, off come the track suits. Most of those wrestlers look to be headed to the stands, actually. Looks like they're going to keep their guys up there. Alrighty, and our official for this match headed out onto the mat. And I'm not going to make any promises here, but judging by that weight sheet, if I had to guess, this is Justin Owens out there for the Cardinals. Again, no promises though. Probably just be referring to everyone as the Chesnee wrestler or the Landrum wrestler. Again, I've got rosters for both teams, just no way of identifying anybody. Don't have any pictures to go with names or any numbers, anything like that. But yeah, if I had to guess, judging by the weight classes and the order in which those were organized, I would have to imagine this is Justin Owens. But so far, pretty neutral start so far. And now Landrum going right for the takedown, headed out of bounds, and both of them do go out of bounds. 1:45 on the clock, so only 15 seconds elapsed there. And here we go again. Still stuck in that neutral position. Doing a little hand fighting, trying to get some leverage. And about headed out of bounds there, nothing doing. Much more slow going than the preliminary matches so far. A lot more caution on both sides. And now we've got a man on the ground. Chesnee's on top. And Landrum's wrestler is on his stomach, so reasonably safe at this point. and he kind of kicks out of it almost. And now Chesnee's wrestler looking to kind of get an arm around him. He's got one around the torso, and he's got one around that head area. And now Landrum's wrestler on his side, sitting up now, and goes back the other way on his stomach again. This is what we saw out of a lot of those first preliminary matches. Landrum's wrestlers had a nasty habit of going aggressive early and then getting kind of the tables turned and then spending most of the match on the floor. 17 seconds to go in the first period. Looks like this one at least going to go the distance. 2 points rewarded to Chesnee. Not sure if they'll keep a series score like they did last time. Chesnee, there were 12 preliminary matches for the middle school teams. Chesnee won 8 of those. And at the end of the first period, Chesnee up 2-0. Match number 1 for the varsity wrestlers. Chesnee going to start out in the defensive position here. And right to the mat already, and Landrum's wrestler doing what he can to stay on top. Almost got reversed in all honesty, and now headed to the mat. 2 points awarded to Chesnee again, I think. Saw the ref hold up a 2, and they do give it to the Eagles. So Landrum in dire straits points-wise already. And things starting to slow down here. 1:20 to go in the in the second period, excuse me. And now onto his back. Could we have a pin? We're getting close. And the ref's trying to look. Landrum's wrestler's doing everything he can to squirm out of it, but he is in danger. And it's a pin. Match number 1 goes to the Eagles. And Chesnee takes the first match. So it took us a little while, but again, that is the 12th pin so far, and they're going to reset the score to 0. So it looks like they're not keeping any sort of series score this time around. Chesnee wins match number 1 by pin. Here is match number 2. Again, not entirely sure who's out there at the moment. There's no way for me to identify any of the wrestlers, unfortunately. Might have to take that to the DO next time, see if they can find a way to get some numbers on these jerseys. Until then, though, Landrum's wrestler really just kind of been on the bottom for most of this match. 2 points already awarded to Chesnee for the takedown, and now they go out of bounds with 1:26 in the first period. Chesnee's man definitely has the height advantage here. And Landrum's wrestler set to assume the defensive position. And he goes right to the floor on his stomach, so really in no danger at this point. 80 seconds to go in the first. And Landrum's wrestler almost back up on his feet. Can he get it? And he is up, but they're not going to call an escape, and almost got suplexed. This guy might have a future in the WWE if he can pull that off. 1 minute to go now. Right back to square one. The call from the Chesnee bench is suck it in. I guess suck in your breath, maybe? 42 seconds now, no progress. Got a man on his back, and are they going to call out a pin? I think so. Chesnee's man has his headgear off. And match number 2 goes to the Eagles. So, just out of frame is the athletic director here at Landrum High School, Mike Gentry. Yep, there he is. He has been working hard to keep these mats disinfected all day. He has become an expert with that backpack, too. I've seen him cleaning off just about every surface imaginable so far during basketball season. Gotten very adept at using it. Oh no, and he's out of fuel. We'll have to run and get some more. In the meantime, match number 3 should be coming up here in a few moments. Kason Sorgi, the senior, all the way at the bottom of the screen, right above where it says Chesnee, and getting recognized.
Student athletes. We would like to thank them for their continued commitment home.
If we can pan down a little bit, get
we would also give
some
a
more
very
of them in
special
frame.
thank you to these senior parents who have supported these athletes throughout their career. Tonight we would like to thank Dylan Arthur, senior athlete. Dylan is being escorted by his parents, Paul and Kimberly Arthur. He is a member of the football team, wrestling team, and soccer team. Dylan plans to attend Penn State to major in criminology. Again, senior athlete, Dylan Arthur. Kason Sorgi. Kason is being escorted by Wendy and Eric Dami and Tim Sorgi. He is a member of the football team, wrestling team, and soccer team. Kason plans to attend Spartanburg Community College to study welding. Again, our senior athlete, Kason Sorgi.
And congratulations to both of those hard-working senior athletes. Kason cutting some flips up at the top of the screen. And
as we get ready for tonight's exhibition, I want to remind you that all spectators are required to wear a face covering and social distance during our contest this evening. We ask you to set on the nail sticker. These stickers are placed throughout the gym in pods of 2, 3, or 4. Thank you for your help. Thank you again for social distancing, wearing a mask, and sitting on a nail.
And looks like the seniors were out there for both sides on the coin toss. So I suppose those first matches were preliminaries. We had 12 middle school matchups and spanned about 15 minutes. That was definitely exciting. Then we had 2, I guess, little warm-ups for the audience, and now things starting to slow down. Maybe this is where they start keeping a serious score. Nope, now they've got it up to 12-0 in favor of the Eagles. So I suppose those first 2 matches were counted. Again, we would like to thank all of Landrum High School's hard-working senior athletes. It is senior week here at Landrum. Senior night for the basketball team was Tuesday. The boys team got a really nice win over Brazier Middle College in what was a really fast-paced and high-scoring game. A lot of fun. Now, I'm not entirely sure how they decided when senior night is for the teams, because Landrum's, I do believe this is the last home match for Landrum's.
The 120-pound weight class, Justin Owens and Aiden Mendoza.
Okay, so scratch that, and we've got names too. This is Justin Owens versus, I believe, Aiden Mendoza for Chesnee. Oh, and going to the floor quickly. Oh, and still moving. A lot going on here in the first few seconds. Owens really getting tossed around. And out of bounds now. 19 seconds come off the clock there. Owen's going to assume the defensive position here. And the clock has restarted. Not a grasping at air so far. Still looks like they're kind of just feeling each other out. Now Owen's on his side. Mendoza looked like he was going for the pin, and now dragging him across the mat. Owens really got to find a way to get out of this. Spent most of the match on the floor. And now they're going to call out a pin. I think Owens got flipped upside down there, and they are. So match number 3 goes to the Eagles. Chesnee moves to 3-0 in the exhibition stage.
Wrestling 126-pound weight class, Cesnee, Sorgi, Ricky Henderson.
All right, so match number 4, Cesnee Sorgi versus Ricky Henderson for Chesnee. Sorgi could be his last home wrestling contest, and both guys go to the mat early, and Sorgi now back on the offensive, looking for the pin early, got him in quite a hold, and almost got the pin there. Henderson able to escape. Points awarded, though, to Landrum. Sorgi leads 2-0, 30 seconds into the first period. And now Sorgi actually looking a bit gassed from that early burst of momentum. Things kind of slowing down now for both wrestlers. And now Sorgi trying to flip Henderson over. Henderson stuck on his stomach, spinning. He's been spinning around a little bit, but not a lot of traction to be had. Momentum so far has been in favor of Cesnee Sorgi. Under a minute to play in the first period now. This one might be headed to the buzzer. Sorgi almost had Henderson pinned a few moments ago, but other than that, it's mostly been a stalemate. And now Sorgi trying to get Henderson flipped over, and he's got him on his side. Ref's looking at those shoulder pads. I don't think we've got anything right now. Landrum at least thinks he's pinned. Nothing happening quite yet. Oh, and there it is, the pin from Cesnee Sorgi on senior night. Landrum gets their first win. 18-6 in favor of the Eagles. But Landrum able to cut into that 3-win streak for Chesnee. Match number 5 coming up. Cesnee Sorgi giving the Cardinals a much-needed win there. So R.J. McKinney out on the mat for Landrum now. 138-pound weight class. I believe they said Hunter Payton, the name of the Chesnee wrestler. And both wrestlers kind of feeling each other out. McKinney trying to take his man to the ground, and both men doing a good job of staying on their knees. No points awarded to either side. 90 seconds left to go in the first period. Oh, and rolling over now. No points for either side on that one. McKinney still on top. And now McKinney got his footing for a moment, tried to take him down, and you can feel the tension brewing in here. McKinney's just on the cusp of getting something done, and now has his man on his back on his back, and he gets out of it. Great moves there from Hunter Payton. And now McKinney's got him on his side. Ref's counting. And he was really close there. McKinney, again, he's been on the cusp for most of this match. Just can't cross that threshold there yet. Landrum trying to get this lead from Chesnee down from 3-1 to 3-2. Chesnee opened up the exhibition period with 3 straight wins. 20 seconds to play in the first. McKinney, that's going to be so frustrating. Payne has been getting out and getting out. And there's the pin, R.J. McKinney. And who said hard work doesn't pay off? That was a good match.
145-pound weight class. Camden Sorgi, Gunther Gertsnatcher.
Gunther Gertsnatcher. That is a WWE name if I've ever heard it. This man might have a future in the pros with a name like that. Going up against the younger brother of senior Case and Sorgi. This is Camden Sorgi. Trying to get the series knotted up at 3-3. Sorgi pushed back a little bit to start things out. Mostly just hand fighting right now. Not a lot of traction for either side. And now both wrestlers going to the knees. And Sorgi has his man on the ground. No pin call, but he sure is close. And can he get it? Camden Sorgi has his man in submission. But no call yet. Gertsnatcher has one shoulder blade off the ground. It is so close. Sorgi's probably down there saying, I can hold this all day, man. Now Sorgi trying to lean back into him. And there's the pin from Camden Sorgi. 18-18. Knotted back up. So Landrum with 3 straight wins on senior night.
The 152-pound weight class. Trayton Martin and Austin Bigford.
Trayton Martin taking on Austin Bigford. And Trayton Martin nowhere to be found right now. There he is. Match number 7 coming right up. I tell you, these officials don't waste any time. College football can learn something from these guys. They get things done. Oh, man! Wow, what a takedown from Bigford. Man, that was something else. Just body slammed him into the mat. That's the highlight of the night so far. I'd say one of the best moments of all the winter sports season and any of the games we streamed. And there is the pin. Much deserved win for Chesnee there. That was something else. Wow. And Landrum Street comes to a close.
160-pound weight class. Josh Coates.
Trayton Martin gets put to the mat. And this is going to be Josh Coates going up against the wrestler Williams for Chesnee. Landrum got 24 points. Not really sure where that came from. I thought it was 24-18. Because this is only match number 8. So we couldn't have 8 points already allotted, but I guess we'll get some answers on that in a moment. Until then, man, Coates doing everything he can. Oh, man, Coates! He was airborne there for a second, and Chesnee is going to get credit for the takedown on that one. Both wrestlers, I mean, just a few inches. Yeah, going out of bounds now. Oh, and okay, so that's the word, the extra points for Landrum coming from a scratch on Chesnee's end, a win by default. So this is actually match number 9 technically. Series knotted up at 4-4. Coates was really able to get out of some trouble early in this match, got taken down, so Williams does have the lead on points. And now Coates in some more trouble with the quick rollover. Now he's on his back. One shoulder blade on the mat. Can Williams get the other one down? The ref's looking. And Coates doing a good job staying on the defensive here. And I think they're going to give some points to Chesnee, but not, yep. So Chesnee's got a 4-0 lead in this match, but nothing more here. And man, Coates' mask has come all the way off. And there's the pin. Yeah, you might be able to see it as he's getting up. That thing, with the straps that go over his head were almost all the way down to his mouth. So Chesnee gets another win, their second straight, 30-24, leading the series 5-4. Match number 10 now. Again, Landrum did win on a scratch earlier. And there's another scratch. So Chesnee goes up to 36. And another scratch. Landrum did have 3 wrestlers out tonight, and it's costing him here.
195-pound weight class. Barkley, Bolden, Corey, Seed.
Barkley Bolding in for Ronnie Ballou today. Bolding weighed in at 194.6. Got to find a way to make up some ground against Seed here. Ronnie Ballou named the Cardinal Athlete of the Week just a couple of days ago. Not sure why he's out, but we've got a point awarded to Chesnee here. Tough sledding in the early going for Barkley Bolding. Only 14 seconds come off the clock, too. We could have a long match in front of us. And so here we go again. Both wrestlers been pretty conservative so far. Bolding in particular has not really gone for any sort of takedowns or really offensive strategies. Been content to play. Oh, and there's the takedown! Wow, Barkley Bolding goes to the mat early. 80 seconds to go in the first. Bolding having to play from way behind, gets rolled over, and now in some bad territory, doing everything he can just to stay up. There's no escape in sight, and Bolding goes down. And just like that, Chesnee up 8-4. It was a 4-4 series tie. I mean, just a few minutes ago. A win by Chesnee, 2 scratches, and then another pin by the Eagles.
Ben Ross, Jacob Engel.
Ben Ross versus Jacob. Couldn't tell if he said Eagle or Ingle. We'll go with Eagle because that sounds a lot more befitting of a Chesnee athlete. Ben Ross weighed in at 202 pounds today and getting pushed back. Ross has both feet out of bounds, now reestablishes himself. And a slow going match so far, both wrestlers kind of feeling each other out. And oh, Ross got out of it, not going to count that as an escape, but certainly found his footing, and now Ross almost got to go on the offensive there. No points awarded to either side, but both wrestlers have come away with a small-scale getaway to this point. 70 seconds to play in the first period. I don't think either wrestler's even hit the mat so far. This has been a really evenly matched fight. Just doing some hand fighting now. And now, oh! Takedown by Ben Ross. Landrum with the early 2-0 lead on points, and Eagle almost got the reversal there. Instead, though, Eagle now in a pretty defensive position, and on his stomach, Ross trying to get him rolled over. Back on his knees, and in dangerous territory, and he breaks away. That's the escape. And now the takedown. Just like that, 3 straight points for Eagle. And now both wrestlers in an interesting position. Ross in some serious trouble. Can he run out the clock? Only 10 seconds to go. Chesnee wants a pin. Can Ross make it to the buzzer? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it goes the distance. Ben Ross saved by the bell. That is, man, this is looking to be the best match so far. Wow, 5 points. 5 straight points in that match alone for Eagle. Headed into the second period now. Ross going to be in the defensive position here. And Ross tried to flip it early, not going to work though. And back to square one. Ross looking for something, no traction quite yet. Again, Eagle with a 5-2 lead in points if this one were to go down to the wire. None of these matches have gone the distance, exhibition or middle school. Every single one has been decided with a pin, except I believe match number 9 in the middle school bracket ended up going the way of a tap out. Not a lot going on here. I imagine, again, this is my first wrestling match, so I'm not entirely sure how much strategy goes into things points-wise, but at least right now it's looking like Eagle's kind of trying to run out the clock almost. He does have that 3-point advantage over Ross, and Ross has not really shown any capacity to make up points with Eagle on top of him like this, so even if it's not the flashiest way to win, again, if Eagle's able to just get this all the way down to the third and call it a day, he will come away with another victory for the Eagles. Ben Ross really in some dire straits here. Don't know if he's saving energy for a later portion of the match or if he really is just getting into all kinds of trouble by way of Eagle. So for all the action that we saw in that first period, it's really kind of come to a screeching halt here as the clock starts to become a major factor. Under 10 to play in the second. This one's going to the third unless Eagle pulls out something crazy. 3, 2, and the buzzer looming. And this one headed to the third. So Ross going to be able to catch something of a break here. Going to start out on the offensive. And here we go. And Eagle goes to the floor. Ross on top of him, but got him pinned by the stomach. As long as Eagle stays in that position, he's okay. Neither wrestler to this point has really been in danger of getting pinned other than that early takedown that we saw, I mean, way early on in the first period. Since then, it's really just been a defensive slugfest. And now Ross looking to make a couple of moves. I don't know if he can score enough points within the next 90 seconds to win that way. He needs 4, so that'd be 2 takedowns, 2 reversals, something of the sort. And Eagle has not shown any indication of giving those up, so Ross going to have to go for the pin within the next 75 seconds if he wants a win here. And on the flip side of things, again, Eagle doesn't really have any incentive to try and go crazy here because if he can run out the clock, he'll win on points. Under a minute to play now. Ross looks to be almost weighing his options. Trying to get something going. Even on the defensive, Eagle has had good leverage so far. He has not given Ross any openings. 35 seconds. Can Ross get something done? Landrum on the verge of going down 9-4 in the series lead, and an escape from from Eagle. And that might be the closer. 6-2 in favor of Eagle. What a move. 10 seconds now. This one gonna go the distance. You can hear that Chesnee side getting riled up, and Ross trying to go for something at the last second. It's not gonna work. Eagle wins on points. Chesnee goes up 51-24. So 3 points for a match that goes to the distance, and 6 for a pin or a tap out.
285-pound weight class.
Here we go.
Chesnee.
Not sure if this is the last match of the night. It is the last man Landrum has listed. I don't know if they go multiple times, but Chase Sheehan on the mat now for Landrum, weighing in at 222.6. Forgot to flip it back to the first. There we go. Only 10 seconds into this match, and both sides really fighting for the low ground at this point. Again, I've been told that suplexes are illegal in high school wrestling, but certainly would have helped them out in that situation. They were really getting low on that end. They were dipping their heads down almost like rams fighting. Sheehan does get taken down, though. 2 points awarded to Chesnee. And now Sheehan on his side in some trouble here. Doing a good job of keeping his legs stuck on the ground, though. And now back on his stomach. Really just kind of squirming around at this point. And, oh, there's one shoulder blade on the ground for Sheehan. Will that be it? And there it is. There's the pin. 57-24 in favor of the Eagles. And Chesnee already in their tracksuits. I guess that'll be the last match of the night. Which is a real shame, I tell you, because that was a lot of fun. And yep, dang, it's over already. I'll admit, I came in here, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I watched a lot of college wrestling, and it was a lot of, just kind of hand fighting, guys not really doing anything, running out the clock. So I was like, okay, this high school, is it going to be faster? Is it going to be slower? More pins, less pins? I was blown away. This was exceptionally entertaining. Chesnee wins it 57-24. I mean, that was very, very entertaining. Let me pull up the schedule here. I know we've got at least one more wrestling event set to be scheduled. That's going to be Chapman taking on Landrum at Chapman in February. But let me see if there are any more. I know there was our first match was actually supposed to have been Chapman taking on Dixie, but that one got canceled because of COVID concerns. And, I mean, obviously no social distancing there on the mat, so any concerns valid, but I tell you, the Landrum staff has done an excellent job of keeping everybody safe today, especially on the disinfecting side. I bet they went through 2 or 3 cans of that stuff. All worth it in the long run. So, yeah, January 5th, we were supposed to have done wrestling at Chapman. That one got canceled. No, I think they postponed it, so that one could get rescheduled. Keep an eye on the district Facebook pages, and we will keep you updated during these streams as well. January 14th, that was today, wrestling at Landrum. And then, dang, only one more wrestling event. That's going to be February 2nd, wrestling at Chapman. They're going to be taking on the Cardinals. Now, until then, this has been a packed week of events for us, and The clothes are not yet here. That is going to come tomorrow on the Chapman High School Athletics channel. The Clinton Red Devils going to be traveling to Chapman to take on the Panthers in a division rivalry. Varsity basketball matchup, you're not going to want to miss it. It is going to be a very entertaining match, I'm sure. So make sure that you subscribe to the Landrum High School Athletics channel while you're here, and go ahead and subscribe to the Chapman High School Athletics channel as well. That way you will be notified every time we set up a live stream and every time we go live on one of those streams. Make sure so if you subscribe, you won't miss a second of action from either Landrum or Chapman High School. Signing off for Spartanburg School District 1, I'm Luke Ruff. I'd like to thank some of my supervisors here, of course, the superintendent at Spartanburg School District 1, Dr. Ron Garner, Jason McCraw, the DO, and the athletic director at Landrum High School, Mike Gentry. Thank you guys so much for helping put all this together on the technical side of things. Signing off. We will see you tomorrow on the Chapman High School Athletics channel. Don't miss it. Varsity basketball matchup. Chapman taking on Clinton at 6 p.m.